Guys, so we have an urgent information coming out. King Charles issues rare warning to Putin. Britain and Germany will booster Europe against Russian aggression. A royal banquet isn't usually where global fault lines are drawn. But last night at Windsor Castle, the king turned a state dinner into a strategic message aimed straight at Moscow. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, we are definitely seeing tensions rising between NATO and Russia. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Guys, check out the videos I posted today. Links in the comments box. This video here, you guys did not receive the notification. Notifications will be sent out starting 4 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. But this one here, you guys did not receive notifications. All right, so it says here, you have King Charles declared that Britain and Germany stand united in support of Ukraine and are prepared to strengthen Europe's defenses against further Russian aggression during a state banquet at Windsor Castle on Wednesday evening. The monarch delivered his remarks in St. George Hall as he hosted German President Frank, whose 3-day state visit to the UK is currently underway. All right, so you got some very important people here. You got, you have a general, I forget what country it is. One of the NATO alliances has sounded the alarm about preparing a preemptive strike. And then you got NATO urging population to stock up on emergency supplies. And Putin responded saying, if you guys want to go to war, we're ready. We're not planning on attacking you. We're not planning on going to war with you. But if you guys want war, we're ready. Speaking amid heightened European tensions with Russia this week, the king told assembled guests, the United Kingdom and Germany together stand with Ukraine and bolster Europe against the threat of further Russian aggression. Now remember, guys, he called himself the king, but throughout scriptures, there were kings that run empires. King Nebuchadnezzar, King David, King Cyrus, you name them. But the Bible says there's one true king. His name is Jesus Christ. He is the king of all kings. All right, so there's a possibility we might be seeing the final king of Europe possibly go down due to possibly World War III. So it says here the banquet marked a significant moment of Anglo-German solidarity as Vladimir Putin accused Kiev European allies of undermining peace efforts. Man. So look at this picture here. This is like the Roman Empire stuff. Now, trending story, we're going to skip that part. The king highlighted the German-British bridging battalion station at Minden as a cornerstone of the two nations' defense cooperation, describing it as literally building bridges and a unique partnership at the heart of NATO. Now, the king noted that he had visited the battalion during his state visit to Germany 2 years ago. So once again, you have the king is saying, we are ready. And we have stuff ready too. Putin is saying, well, let's go. If you guys want to go to war, we're ready too. Putin's saying, this is none of your business, but if you want to go, let's go. Here's the thing, guys. We should be praying that these leaders' heart you know, are eased down in peace. We don't want to see no escalation going on here because this would be catastrophic biblical war. Europeans versus the bear, and they all got nuclear. They all have nukes. This is why Donna's saying, hey, I'm washing my hand. I'm out of here. I'm not going to give no more money, no more equipment. I'm out of here. Europeans, if you guys want to go at it with them, that's your problem. That's not ours. His comments came as Putin rejected amendments to a draft peace plan proposed by Ukraine and European nations, declaring Moscow was ready for conflict with Europe. Now, the UK Gov dismissed these remarks as saber rattling and claptrap. Now, the king also reflected on the 36 years since the Berlin Wall fell, acknowledging that subsequent political and social upheavals had tested democratic values and caused fear among many. Man. The evening was not without lighter moments, as the king touched on the football rivalry between the two nations. There was, one has to admit, some element of truth in a famous description of football as a game where 11 people play 11 people, and then, in the end, the Germans win. The king quipped to guests. Among those present were supermodel Claudia and her husband, filmmaker Matthew Vaughn, as well as composer Hans and other, I'm going to skip their names here, guys. Former Aston Villa midfielder Thomas and England Lioness Georgia represented the footballing world. Earlier, the president and his wife arrived by carriage procession with full military ceremony. So you have some very important people in this event. And at the same time, the king is calling out Russia. We don't back down. We don't back down, Putin. And we will prepare for war. I do believe that eventually they will go at it. And like I say, guys, it will be biblical. It will be bigger than Russia and Ukraine. Oh, it will be 10 times bigger. Zelensky is going to be so happy. But here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of mushroom clouds all over the place in that region. It's not going to be good. You have President Steinmeier responded with his own address, drawing attention to the German origins of beloved British Christmas customs. With a large festive tree adorning St. George Hall, he remarked, "The atmosphere here is very familiar. After all, not all British people may be aware of this, but some of the best loved Christmas tradition in this country originated in Germany." He noted that the Queen, Charlotte, had displayed the first Christmas tree at Windsor in 1800, a tradition that soon spread to homes across Britain. The royal family's Germanic roots run deep, with Queen Victoria, mother being German, and her husband Prince Albert credited with popularizing the Christmas tree nationwide. Once again, Steinmeier echoed the evening's central theme, pledging both nations will work side by side for a free, peaceful Europe, side by side in support of Ukraine. It's crazy because Ukraine is not even a NATO member. But again, this is where we at. Give me a second here. Now, I do have this news here. Give me 1 second here, guys. Seems like the internet connection is pretty slow today. Might be the website itself. Here we go. It took a while to open this one here. NATO nations to hunt Russian submarines. An historic defense deal. Seems like we're about to see something pretty soon here, guys. NATO is making a first move. Going after the Russian submarines. Yeah, that's their first move. Pay attention. The UK and Norway will send more than a dozen warships out to hunt the Bear submarines and shield critical infrastructure in the northern Atlantic Ocean and new patrol over the coming years. London says it has detected a 30% increase in Russian vessels posing a threat to the UK waters in the past 2 years. Oslo shares around 120 miles of land border with Moscow. Norwegian soil stopping not far west of Russia, majority military bases clustered around the Arctic cities of Murmansk and Severodonetsk. Now you have NATO countries are beefing up. You hear that? NATO countries are beefing up defenses around critical undersea infrastructure like the extensive pipelines and cables snacking along the seabed, which are vulnerable to sabotage and hard to protect. Undersea cables carry roughly 98% of the world's data, essentially propping up many of the activity vital to daily life. You know how many times those cable been hit during Ukraine war? Those cable got hit a lot. Whoops. At least 13 Type 26 anti-submarine warfare ships will be packed up by drones in the North Atlantic, including the waters between Greenland, Iceland, and the UK, commonly referred to as the Growth Gap, the British Defense Ministry said on Wednesday. Now, Russia uses these waters to send submarines armed with conventional long-range cruise missiles out towards the US or the Atlantic Ocean. Wow. Now, we do have nuclear submarines out there, too. So it's not like Russia is the only one. Norway will contribute a minimum of 5 ships to the UK, 8 for the patrols, and the first Type 26 frigate are still being built, meaning the joint fleet will not start patrols until the late 2020s or early 2030s. If I sound tired, guys, it's because I woke up sick. Throat is itchy. I got this headache. And yeah, it seems like it's the flu. I woke up with the flu. My wife, she woke up and she's not feeling great. We did a little Bible study. We read 1 Samuel chapter 5 and 6. And but now it's getting worse. This thing, what I have, it's common. It's the season, from heat to cold. Norway inked a deal to buy a number of British frigates worth more than $13 billion in August. The UK and Norway, like other NATO nations, have pledged to increase defense spending and speed up equipment procurement in the face of Russia's military buildup. Both countries operate P-8 maritime patrol aircraft designed to detect Russian ships. Russia's submarine fleet is considered formidable, much more capable than its surface vessels. So we're going to skip a lot of stuff here, guys. Very extremely long article. I'll try to keep it like in a 15-minute. So what people are saying, British Prime Minister Starmer said in a statement, as more Russian ships are being detected in our waters, we must work with international partners to protect our national security. This historic agreement with Norway strengthens our ability to protect our borders and the critical infrastructure our nation depends on. All right, so that's where we at right now, guys. That is where we at when it comes to NATO and Russia. So you have the King Charles, is sending a message to Putin. We are prepared. We're getting NATO ready. We will protect our European partners, including Ukraine. Putin sent a message back. If you guys want war, we're ready. You know, we're not going after you guys. You guys are just coming out with all this nonsense, assuming that I'm going to go after your nations. I'm not going to do that. And look, I agree with Putin. He's not going to go after NATO. I mean, if you hit one of those NATO members, they're going to activate Article 5. That would not be smart for Putin because, again, it would just be World War III. But for some reason, NATO believe that there's going to be some kind of imminent strike from the bear in the near future. So things are looking pretty hot right now between Russia and NATO. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for your support. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.